One of the things that I always get asked, and I've been asked this question like gazillions of times ever since I've been doing this YouTube channel for now 6.5 years. Um, it's always been, hey man, Dolby Vision versus HDR. What do you think? Which one is the most suitable experience for me? Everyone will have their preference. That's okay. Here's what I'm going to tell you. This is what I have experienced, and this is what I have uh, been preferring personally for me. Uh, Dolby Vision will always be more desirable for the movies because it's created by Dolby Labs, Dolby Laboratories, and they're mainly are focused. Their main focus, it's always has been for movies. Same thing with surround sound, Dolby Digital, Dolby Surround, Dolby Atmos, etc., etc. Their next thing's going to be 3D Dolby, which will be a 3D cinema Dolby with the Avatar sequel, working with the James Cameron and all that. So for me personally, Dolby Vision brings that accurate color that the film director intended, that principal photography has intended. Like, if, for example, in this movie right here, Edge of Tomorrow, uh, it looks fantastic. Everything, it's detailed. The explosion, the way the explosion flash, it's lit up Tom Cruise's left cheek, and of course, may he rest in peace, the great Bill Paxton. Um, and it's not just this movie, Edge of Tomorrow. It's pretty much every movie I watch in Dolby Vision. It's always been my preference. It's not just the color accuracy; it's also the depth of the picture, dynamics of the picture looks more accurate. And especially if you watch movies like Christopher Nolan movies like Tenet and The Dark Knight and Dunkirk, the Dolby Vision, it's obviously the best choice to go with. Hey, there's nothing wrong with the HDR. I always tell people, hey, I can still enjoy watching movie in HDR, but Dolby Vision brings more accurate representation of what the filmmaker intended. Even Ridley Scott said, hey, my movies look so much better in Dolby Vision. And on top of Dolby Vision, OLED, then you truly get to experience the principal photography the way the film director intended the movie to look. And here's another great example, like right even here, when you got the fast moving scene happening here, and look at the how accurately the this rocket that just flew by, how accurately the explosion it's reflecting onto a Tom Cruise's face. This is just one of the examples as to why Dolby Vision it's the best representation of watching movies, especially if you have OLED. Like, for example, this is a C10. I'm watching this on my C10 through Voodoo and my NVIDIA Shield Pro. And when you have something like C10 OLED with HDMI 2.1 ultra high speed connected to NVIDIA Shield Pro, and then you are watching Dolby Vision, dynamic metadata, well, this is exactly the end result you're going to have. And same thing goes here with Man of Steel. Look how beautifully that's being lit up and accurately portrayed on the Zack Snyder Man of Steel. Okay, and even when Zack Snyder watches this on, let's say, Dolby Vision through Voodoo, even he will see, hey, this is exactly being depicted the way I intended principal photography to be. So, Dolby Vision, it's my choice. Like right here, for example, even though there's a grain in this movie. Zack Snyder liked to use the grain in some of his movies. That's fine, but even here, you can see how beautifully dynamic of the picture, the color accuracy is dynamically portrayed. Even here, and here too, you can see the detail. It says U.S. Army on the chopper, the smoke, the car, the van being flipped over next to the helicopter. All of these things come more to life, and it gives you a much better experience. It gives you the experience the way filmmaker intended. That's the whole idea behind Dolby Vision, and of course Dolby Atmos. And even here, this is a very fast-moving image. Even here, even though there's some CGI, there's the composite shot of the CGI and the fire, but still it's being implemented and redefined nicely. That's because the color correction and dynamic of the picture has been utilized perfectly with Dolby Laboratory and Dolby Vision to give you that movie experience in both visuals and surround sound. And now, if you have OLED and you know how to adjust the picture settings, then, well, you're going to enjoy watching movies the way they were meant to be watched. And of course, the Lucy obviously looks fantastic in Dolby Vision, but you also have to remember the film director of this movie was using red cameras. I think Aries, it could be, I don't know, one of the other, either red cameras or Aries. Obviously, this looks fantastic. The transfer looks fantastic, but the whole idea is the principal photography looks exactly the way the filmmaker intended. So I don't know, maybe this video will help you, maybe not, but in my opinion, Dolby Vision wins all the time. Anybody who is into 4K UHD, Blu-rays, and HDR, Dolby Vision, everyone knows Dolby Vision, Dolby Atmos, that's what we want. Any movie enthusiast will tell you Dolby Vision all the way, Dolby Vision 24/7, and Dolby Atmos 24/7. That's what we want. And look right here, for example, look at that, Scarlett Johansson, and look at this detail here. Now, when you have a television like I do, when you have OLED, C10 or C9 or C8, 8, 9, or 10 series, doesn't really matter which one, and then you add Dolby Vision on top of the OLED, let me tell you, Dolby Vision on OLED, it's on a whole new level of experience. And this is something that it's hard for you to see through video. Even though this video is going to be in 4K, you have to see it in person. The camera cannot depict what your own two retina eyes will depict when you see it in person. So Dolby Vision wins, Dolby Atmos wins, and 3D Dolby Cinema will win with the Avatar as well when it comes out. Well, there you have it, Mr. 4K Prophet. Mr. 4K Prophet, trust me when I tell you. All right, have a good one. Take care.